Hello and welcome to this live play of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Ben, and I'm going to be the DM for this session today. We're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves, both who we are as people and our names, and also the characters that they're going to be playing today. Let's start directly to my right.
Hello, I'm Owen, and I'm playing Vic Vistario.
Hello, my name is Ocean, and I'll be playing Ferg Phillips.
Hello, and I'm Keenan, and I'll be playing Charlie Connors.
Incredible. We find ourselves at the doorstep of an old Victorian manor that has recently been reacquired by a couple, a family of merchants, the Halvhrests, Lawrence and Theodora, as well as their two children. The castle itself has a storied past, ruins, haunted, indeed strange happenings happening at this castle all throughout its history, until it was abandoned approximately a century ago. The Halvhrests, though, have a love of the occult, and Lawrence considers himself to be able to make even the most dingy of ruins work. And so, with a little bit of hiring of contractors, they were able to turn it into a manor that was quite impressive for what they had to work with. The problem, though, is that Lawrence has gone missing, at least according to the letter that Theodora, his dear wife, has sent to the Feather Chronicles, a newspaper agency in the area. It has brought the attention of these three adventurers from all corners of the multiverse, and they find themselves mysteriously now arriving at Halvhrest House to investigate the hauntings within. This is the Hauntings of Halvhrest House. You find yourselves, my three adventurers, on a porch. It's creaky, covered in dead vines, and infested with earwigs, but otherwise appears unremarkable. Double doors into an impressive manor are visible, and expensive-looking door knockers in the shape of snarling lions' heads beckon you. The porch wraps around the east and west sides of the house. You can see a greenhouse visible to the western side, and if your guesses are correct, an incoming storm threatens to make this quite a uncomfortable stay if you were to stay outside. The nighttime is vastly approaching at a speed that seems unnatural to you, but it's not too off-putting considering you have the chance to meet your hostess inside if you would like to enter. How would you like to enter this house?
Well, as a group, shouldn't we?
We should knock the door.
I mean, that's a good place to start, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
The sound of footsteps until the doors creak open slightly, and you see the face of a young woman, mid-30s. She's in Victorian-era garb, black and purples. And she looks out and says, "Oh, my, I wasn't expecting guests. Who might you be?"
I'm pretty sure that you're the person that hired us. Just,
Oh,
You seem to have a haunted house problem?
the investigators.
Indeed.
most certainly.
Oh, please, come in. She opens the door wider and beckons you into the foyer area. There is a musty smell about the place. Maybe they weren't able to patch all the holes in the roof, and rain has slowly begun to seep in over time. But otherwise, you were met with a spacious foyer. A curving staircase arises from a cracked tile floor to a balcony above, keeping its distance from a darkened chandelier. There is a door to the north, east, and west. Theodora is who you'd imagine this young lady to be, seems to be leading you through the doorway to the north. Upon entering, you see that you've reached a parlor of sorts. There are dozens of faded portraits covering its walls. The subject's eyes fixed on a circular table, which bears the resemblance of an ornate spirit board. There is a wide mirror hanging over a tall fireplace set in the north wall, and Theodora traces around the room and seems to be holding back a stifled cry. She says to you, my dear Lawrence, I don't know where he's gone. You see, this house is quirky in its design. Lawrence was a big fan of secrets, you see. I fear that he's forgotten the placement of one of the rooms and how to get out, and is trapped in a secret room of his own making. And I'm just desperately worried that I don't know where to find him in my own abode.
Well, You come to the right people.
Have you tried calling out his name?
Several times, except, well, this house, it plays tricks on you. There's something a little bit strange about it. It's what brought Lawrence's attention to it in the first place, where he thought that he might be able to investigate it in his time here, but now I'm worried that the house itself doesn't want him to leave.
A peculiar predicament.
Indeed. Might I ask what your names are?
Well, you first, my friend.
Vic Vistario.
Vic Vistario. And she takes your hand in turn and shakes it. Thank you for coming.
I'm Ferg Phillips, and
The name is Charlie Connors.
Oh, okay.
you have the man.
All right. Well, I'm not exactly entirely sure where to start, but there is a chance that, there's a chance that the spirits of the house may be able to help us. That being said, I don't know where the planchette for this spirit board is. It's somewhere on the first floor, if I remember correctly. It might be worth just looking around. If you don't mind me, I need to sit down. It's been quite a trying couple of days.
You do that. I think we should spread out. Look for this board
Okay.
separately. It'd be the fastest way to cover the most ground.
Okay.
Perhaps. Or do we want to probe the young lady here to find out more information?
Well, it
I
seems
had
that
one
she's.
idea.
Oh.
I was thinking
No.
we should find out if he took anything, like before he went missing, if he took anything with him. Like he packed his bags or something.
Well,
You know
good
what I mean?
information right there.
Like he took his coat and stuff, or if that's all still there. You know what I mean? Like his belongings are
Oh, you can ask.
untouched. So I might ask her.
Sure.
Ask the lady of the house about that.
Theodora pauses for a second and says, as far as I can tell, all of his belongings are in place. Although, I don't know, maybe if he wanted to leave me, I don't know, maybe he had an escape bag, but I don't think so. I'm fairly certain that our marriage was rock solid.
All right. What are you hoping to ascertain from the spirits of the house?
Well, all I can say is, usually with spirits and such, they have a sense that we couldn't possibly understand. So, well, maybe they can see him and maybe we can't.
All right. Well, I mean, if you have faith that the information that they will give is accurate, then we should better get looking for that board.
Excellent.
All right. Well,
Young
Place to
miss,
start.
Yeah,
am I allowed to smoke?
yeah, in this day and age, it's perfectly healthy.
Oh, excellent. That's unfortunate I don't have any smokes.
Oh, well, that's a bummer.
all right.
I will say, in case it helps, we are more than willing to put up a substantial reward if you are able to find my husband.
That won't be necessary, madam. Well, speaking for myself at least. I don't know about you two.
Fabulous. Cut 2 ways it is. All right, well, good luck then.
Sounds good to me.
She takes a seat at the table and is ready for you to return once you find your quarry. Ultimately, you're posited with returning either back to the foyer area that you started in, as there was a door to the east and west still to explore, or you could exit out a door to the east and west in this particular room that you find yourself in. What would you like to do?
Right. Well, since we're already here, I suggest you take the east, you take the west, and I'll go back and check out the other rooms.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're taking the east?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go east.
I'll take the west.
Okay, cool.
And back to the south?
Back to the south.
Fabulous. Let's start with Vic. Vic, as you exit out into, what looks like a long corridor stretching to the north and to the south. To the south, it wraps around the corner slightly, and it seems to lead into a door which, to your best guess, would lead straight back into the foyer. But there is a door to the north, as well as a door to the northeast. The hallway itself is rickety and old. There's a few portraits all over the walls. Roll me a investigation check, please.
Oh, good roll.
16.
Fabulous. A good start.
What is this? Investigation?
Yeah.
Investigation.
Investigation brought to you by D&D Beyond.
There it is.
What would this be plus with? 17.
Beautiful. Oh, we love it. You notice out of the smattering of portraits across the wall, some of it seems to be olden day art that they've clearly collected, although there are a few family portraits across the walls themselves. You recognize Theodora and Lawrence, or at least you recognize Theodora. You recognize a man that would be Lawrence.
Yep.
You also see a portrait of two children, a older daughter and a younger son, in similar garb as Theodora currently poses herself. Would you like to investigate the northern door or wrap around to the door out to the foyer?
I'll go towards the northern door.
Fabulous. All right.
Just one thing.
Yes.
Did Theodora ever mention having children?
She has not mentioned it yet, no.
Suspicious.
Suspicious indeed. We'll cut to Ferg heading back out through the southern door
Yes.
back into the foyer.
Yes.
The choices left to you, beyond going back outside and investigating the porch, is the door to the west, which we now know goes to that corridor, but you may not, as in you wouldn't, or a door leading towards the east to an unexplored area.
You know, might want to step outside real quick.
Sure.
And as I walk, I will be casting Detect Magic ritually, just to get that up and going, just to see if there's anything untoward happening that I'm not privy to at the moment.
Fabulous, fabulous. You exit back out onto the porch as your senses become more refined with Detect Magic. Nothing immediately jumping out at you. If nothing else, you get the faintest pinging from the parlor room that you had been in prior to with Theodora. You'd imagine from the spirit board itself. But apart from that, nothing particularly alarming, shall we say. The porch itself, so it wraps around to the east and to the west. The east area heading the western area, my apologies, wrapping up towards the greenhouse conservatory. Otherwise, it wraps around the eastern side of the house as well. What would you like to do?
How long do you think it would take to take a lap of the premises?
I would say no longer than about 6 or 7 minutes.
Okay, then that's enough time for Detect Magic to stay up. They'll take a walk just to see if there's any pings in that circling
Perfect.
on the outside of the house.
Perfect. Would you like to walk clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Let's go clockwise.
Clockwise. All right. You begin to walk clockwise around the house. Your first destination, I suppose, being the conservatory, the greenhouse. You can see within very opaque glass that there does seem to be somewhat healthy greenhouse going on, or at least the beginnings of. You see there is a dim light, though, somewhere within the conservatory, as well as that a silhouette of a 6-foot, 7-foot man. Quite curious. The Detect Magic
30 feet range.
30 feet range, not obscured by glass, so I'd say that you'd probably get some pinging of necromancy.
Necromancy, that is peculiar.
Indeed.
All right, well, before investigating further, I will head back to the group and see if anyone's located anything thus far.
Sure.
If not, I will continue after. But I think that leads us over to our
Indeed.
next investigator.
Let's take a look. Charlie, you opted to go to the room to the east, directly of the parlor.
Exactly.
Roll for initiative. Just kidding.
All right.
Excellent. You head on out to the first floor hall, it looks to be, which is lined with broken picture frames, a rug with a dizzying geometric pattern, and more doors, plenty of them. It seems to be quite a dreary part of the house. There's a ticking of a clock somewhere that you can't quite determine where. Would you like to head to a door to the south, continue to the east, or investigate some of the doors to the north?
Charlie will investigate some of the doors. Now, before I enter, the picture frames, do they seem smashed, slashed, fallen?
Roll me a perception check.
You got it. I have the perception of an eagle.
Fabulous.
That is a 25.
Oh, that is very eagle-like perception. We love to see it.
Honed in.
You notice a few things. First of all, the pictures that are on the wall, a lot of them are slightly skew. Not in necessarily as a deliberate they've put that way, but something about this wall has shuddered in a way to slightly skew them. There is one or two of the pictures that have a glass protective coating. Maybe they're older, maybe the Halvhrests want to make sure that whatever's inside doesn't, decompose in their current condition. What's a touch strange is that, judging by the way that there is a crack in some of the glass corners, tells you that these frames have fallen off the wall and that crack has occurred then, only to be put back up on the wall. So it draws your mind back to Theodora's comment of the house itself being strange. Maybe this has something to do with it.
How peculiar.
Indeed.
Through the door I go.
Fabulous. North, south, or east?
Let's go north.
North. Fabulous. As you approach the northern end of the corridor, you're once again given the decision of two more doors, either to the east or west. The western doors are a double door. It seems to be a quite large room to the west.
Well, I've been going east so far. I'll keep going east.
Fabulous. As Charlie begins to open into the room in which they're about to enter, let's cut back to Vic. Vic, heading into the conservatory, is my understanding?
Yep.
Fabulous. You walk in, and you can see, once again, the foggy glass walls of this conservatory. There are a whole bunch of desiccated vines sprawling across tables and up walls. It seems to be quite overgrown, but decidedly dead is what it seems to be. There are a whole bunch of tools scattered about, and you can see already there is one plant that seems to be in a somewhat healthy state. Not necessarily thriving, but still alive. Visible in the far northeastern corner. What would you like to do?
What kind of plant is the one that's still alive?
Roll me a nature check.
Nature check.
Oh, wow.
21.
Oh, big money. So you actually recognize this plant from your readings, from your time at university. Specifically, it's a belladonna plant. Now, what you'd recognize about this plant is its spiritual significance with a god named Ezra. Ezra has a symbol, which is a shield crossed with a sprig of belladonna. It's an unusual plant to be growing intentionally, in that you'd expect to see, maybe if they're going for a tropical conservatory, maybe tropical plants, or if they're going for primary flowers or fruits and such. It's more of a weed in the darkest reaches of the world. So it being here is both strange and poignant.
Okay. How dead are the other plants? Like, do they look like they've been dead for a long time or recently?
They look like they are definitely closer to maybe passing in the last fortnight as opposed to years and years ago.
Okay.
They're not absolute ruins of plants, but you'd be hard pressed to revive them at this point.
Yeah, okay. What else is in the conservatorium? Is there anything that would stand out to me as being unusual for being a conservatorium, I guess?
I don't think so. There are a whole bunch of gardening tools around, but beyond that, you might be able to spy momentarily the brief outline of what appears to be Ferg on the outside porch corridor. But upon spying this silhouette, Ferg seems to be preoccupied and turned the other way to head back into the house.
Okay. Interesting. I might do a detect magic in here.
Sure. Ultimately, it's not immediate, but you notice almost fading into your view as you cast this spell. Between eye blinks, the conservatory is alive and filled with flowers. A tall and semi-transparent man in a butler's outfit, you'd say to be 7 foot tall, appears at the end of the room next to the belladonna plant. He pauses and admires the bloom once or twice before looking straight at you. And he slowly then casts his gaze to the upper levels of the house. And then as soon as he appears, he vanishes, leaving behind in his space, as the vision seems to pass, a silver key dropped to the ground right next to the belladonna.
Oh,
Okay.
intriguing.
I will pick up the key
Yeah, you'd certainly like to.
very
Let's-
slowly and gently.
Let's cut to Ferg.
All right. Well,
What's
so-
the plan?
so I noticed the base of the board when I was outside, but that was the base. I'm looking for what particular piece was that looking
You'd
for?
be looking for a triangular planchette.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, in that case, Ferg will start making his way towards the conservatorium, and he will message in that direction, because that was the direction that Vic went, correct?
Correct.
He will message, pull out a can with a bit of string attached to it, a message in your direction saying, there is definitely something in the conservatorium. Be careful. I picked up an aura of necromancy. And then we'll cast locate object on the that piece that I'm looking for.
Fabulous. Okay. The locate object spell seems to be. Well, first of all, it's definitely on the first floor.
Okay.
That much you can absolutely determine. It's not up. It's on your same plane, if you will.
Yep.
But the spell itself seems to be somewhat torn. The planchette seems to somehow be in two places at once. One full object, so still findable by the spell, but seems to be under some sort of constraint that two elements need to be experienced or interacted with before the full element can be acquired.
Are they stationary or are they moving?
They are stationary.
That is good to know. Are they closer to, like as I said, they're east and west? Are they in a location that's close to either one of them, closer than I am currently?
Your bet is that Charlie is heading straight towards one of them.
Excellent. I will message Charlie and say, one of the piece that you're looking for, or well, part of it, I think half of it is you're heading right towards it. Keep going.
What the hell?
It's me, Ferg. All right.
Perfect. Would you like to do anything else?
I will. Well, if I am between Vic and myself, who's closer to the other piece? That besides the one that Charlie's going to.
I would say probably Vic at this point.
Okay, then I'll message Vic again. I'll say, hey, Doc, there is a piece. What would be the directions for it? I'll just explain the directions roughly.
Due east.
Keep heading due east. You'll find half of the piece that we're looking for. All right. If any of you need trouble, make your way back to the main corridor, and I will pull out a coin and flip it. I will roll actually for that. I will go to my right.
Fabulous. Excellent. So heading more towards Charlie?
Yes, towards Charlie.
Excellent. Speaking of, Charlie. Exactly. What greets you appears to be a kitchen. A rack that was previously suspended from the kitchen ceiling has crashed to the ground, crushing a table and scattering pots and cooking implements. There is a door that leads outside to the porch, which assumably the eastern side of the porch would have wrapped around to connect with, as well as a door to the west, which you've just come through, and a door to the south. Beyond that, there is a pantry door and a door to what appears to be the entrance to the cellar. As you receive the message from Ferg and cast your eyes around, nothing in the room appears to represent or even vaguely resemble the planchette. Your best guess is it is close, but not here. What would you like to
Could
do?
either be in the pantry, so I'm gonna squeeze my head in there real quick.
Fabulous. They've got an interesting eclectic range of goods which suggests that they're currently in the middle of a fad diet, but apart from that, nothing out of the ordinary.
Darn. With the wealth these guys had, I'd expect more meat. Alright. So I know one direction leads outside, one direction to the cellar. I'll go the other option that hasn't been taken, to the south.
To the south. Fabulous. You walk into the dining room. There are chairs and candelabras adorning this grand feasting hall, as well as what appears to be a feast full of people. Right before you, there are numerous, I'm saying close to 15, 16 men sitting around in noble attire. At the head of the table, there is a man who rises from his seat just as you enter, so directly opposite from you. And he says, "Gentlemen, with your endorsements, without your endorsements, I would not be here today. Lord Dranzorg's dangerous notions were setting us on a path to tyranny. But your quick thinking and with hiring that witch put a nice bow on it all." Several of the men around the room smile scoffingly when whispering, "Hear, hear," under their breath.
Yeah.
"I say she got what she deserved," the man continued, to the cries of "Hear, hear," from several more of the men.
Yeah.
"So I say, to the demise of Lord Dranzorg," rising a cup to the air, "Hear, hear," and to the demise of the witch, "Hear, hear." And you watch as each of the men drink deeply from their cups, until each of the men slowly look around. The one who hadn't drunk was the speaker himself, still holding his cup aloft. As the men look to each other with a quite perplexed experience on their face, as they all slowly start to slump down on their seat. Without a twinge of confusion, the speaker puts his cup down and proceeds to a man directly to his left, picks him up over his shoulder, and you feel yourself transfixed to the spot, Charlie, as time moves incredibly quickly around you. You see the man with the gentleman over his shoulder move in and out of the room at such a pace, each time collecting a new body and coming back without one. And you can see and sense that he is moving directly past and through you, through the kitchen, and to what appears to be the cellar, coming back empty-handed, picking up another man, coming back empty-handed. Faster, until you see the man return to where he was, sit down at his seat, grab the knife he had intended to use to carve up the steak, and fall on it, impaling his head on the knife, falling dead at the table. And as you blink once more, the room is empty, it is dusty, but beyond that, it's set for tea.
What a grim circumstance. I do believe I'm in a haunted house.
Very astute. We're gonna roll
No,
right on
really?
back to Vic in the conservatory. Reaching down carefully towards the key, if my memory serves.
Yes.
Fabulous. You pick the key up. It's cold to the touch. But beyond that, seems to be unremarkable. The belladonna plant, always at the corner of your eye. What would you like to do? You can either continue investigating this room. You've been contacted by Ferg to tell you that due east somewhere is something to do with the planchette. You did pass by a small door to the east just before entering this northern one.
Okay. How big is the belladonna plant?
I would say not much larger than maybe 2 basketballs stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
You can definitely take a sprig away without uprooting the full plant. That's for sure.
what I'm considering.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I'll grab a sprig.
Sure, excellent. You carefully remove a sprig from the plant and stow it away, I'd imagine, unless you'd like to eat it.
Stow it away.
Awesome. Just double checking.
It's the wrong
Anyway.
You never know. You could be hungry. Fabulous.
Save it for later.
What else would you like to do?
I think I'll leave the conservatorium. And I'll
Fantastic.
go to that door I saw just before entering the conservatorium.
Perfect. You enter into a grand ballroom. It seems to be in the process of being converted into something a little bit less formal, but there are remnants of it being more of a courtroom in its heyday when it was part of the actual castle. This room, as with a few of the rooms that you've gone past, where there has been wallpaper, there's been slight corners peeling back, and you can see that there's a darker stone to most of the walls, not all of them, but a stone that seems to be a remnant of the foundations of the castle in its heyday. This large room is empty at first, but it turns out that after walking around a touch, you've actually spotted Ferg approaching from double doors at the other end of the room. The double doors that Charlie decided not to go through on his corridor upwards. So essentially, you've pincer maneuvered into this room.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
hey, Vic. Fun running into you here.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, so did you find the piece we're looking for?
No, but I did find a key,
Oh,
and I show him the key.
well, excellent. Hold on to that. Could be useful soon. Where is the ping coming from?
The ping seems to be coming from pretty much the center of the room.
Okay. Is there anything there?
Visibly, no. But as you take a few cautious steps in its general direction, trying to understand what exactly you're sensing, a sensation runs both over you, Ferg, and over Vic. A sensation of volume slowly increasing, of outcry and bickering and talking as a scene comes into play for you in a not too dissimilar way as the way that it came into play
Oh,
for
that's
Charlie.
going good.
It seems as though you're in a courtroom setting, once again filled with a whole bunch of noblemen, one of which sitting at where you'd assume the key judge would be sitting. And he stands from his position and says, "We thereby find you, witch, to be guilty of murdering Lord Dranzorg in the bedchambers. For this, we sentence you to death." There's a woman that rises to her feet. "This is outrageous! How can I be punished for a deed you asked me to carry out?" And the man, who seems to be the judge, rises to his feet as well, pointing at the woman from across the room. "Silence! We will hear no more lies." "You feared Dranzorg's ambition," the woman said, "and you had him killed for it," she screams, as guards from the sides of the room both materialize and begin to pull her in each way direction. The guards passing through your body with a chill as you remind yourself that this is some sort of strange apparition. "And since I dared ask for his castle as payment for the deed, you are doing the very same to me that you did to him." The judge raises his hand and motions to the guards to stop. "You should know by now that Lord Henry Krantz is the new designated owner of the castle. But if indeed you want this place so bad, you shall have it. It shall serve as your tomb." The judge grins as he orders the guards to entomb the witch within the castle walls. That is where you will stay for the rest of time. The woman's head falls as she begins to be drawn away from the spot in which you sense the planchette. Her ragged head drapes over her form. To your surprise, it seems as though she's beginning to laugh. She says, "I promise you this. Every soul present in this room shall receive the very same punishment as I. Not now, maybe not any time soon, but when you are at your highest, when you think you have won, then I'll return." And the vision melts away as you can see on the floor, as if it was there the whole time, a planchette.
Well, that's just fantastic.
What would you like to do?
Well, since you picked up the key,
Did I see that as well?
You did.
Okay.
Well, since you picked up the key, I guess it's my turn to pick up things off the ground.
Yeah.
All right. Would take magic actually pick up anything on Hachette?
It seems to be picking up I want to say abjuration.
Abjuration.
But definitely nothing of immediate concern.
Nothing of immediate concern. All right. Well then, I will generally pick it up.
Fabulous. Charlie, the dining room before you. Ultimately, there are doors to the south. There's a door that you would imagine would go back out to the corridor, and there's a door to the kitchen. What would you like to do?
My options are the cellar or to keep going in a direction I haven't gone. I'll go the direction.
Fabulous.
On my way.
To the south?
North. To the south.
To the south. Why not?
Yeah.
Up he goes. You seem to have entered into a sitting room with moody landscapes, dour busts atop marble pedestals. It's a modern gallery. There's a larger-than-life onyx statue of an athlete wrestling monstrous disembodied tentacles that immediately takes your eye as it's the biggest piece of the
How queer.
How queer indeed. There are patches once again of black stone indicating the old castle beneath. What would you like to do? There are doors, always doors. Beyond the ones that you've just exited out to, there's one that you'd guess would go back up to the corridor, and one that very well may lead back out to the entry foyer.
Oh my.
Move, stay on, explore, what have you.
I'll explore the room if that's possible.
Certainly. Roll me an investigation check.
You have it.
Fabulous.
I'm surprised I haven't rolled anything yet.
I know.
17.
17. Fabulous. The statue is undoubtedly curious. After a little bit of just, feeling around, you feel inclined to do a small little knock on the statue itself. Your best guess is that it's hollow. And upon investigating a touch further, it seems as though one of the fingers of the statue has been broken off at one point and has been placed back on with the hope that nobody may notice that it had indeed broken off in the first place. What would you like to do?
Like to wiggle the finger off.
Fabulous.
Like, oops.
Indeed. It falls either onto the floor or into your other hand, your choosing, but you find a tiny bit of parchment rolled up in the cavity in which the finger formed. What would you like to do?
Done it again, Charlie. I pull out the paper and I read the contents.
It says, shadowed fingers, orange glass, beware the below. Shadowed fingers, orange glass, beware the below.
I wonder if my cohorts would be interested in this.
Oh, they might be.
Quite
Yes.
curious.
Yes.
Quite curious. Cutting back to the gentleman in the ballroom, what would you like to do with this newfound bounty?
Can I go?
Well,
You go.
I was real quick. I'll message
ahead,
Charlie.
Go
Let him know. All right, we've obtained one piece of the board. What of you? Have you found it? Your piece, that is.
I'm sorry, I do not know how to communicate with you.
You're doing it right now.
It just doesn't seem to be working.
I will say.
I'll find you in the corridor.
I will say to Ferg, the piece itself, it seems to be the full piece. It seems as though the sensation of the locate object seemed to get far stronger about halfway through the vision that you received, which after a conversation with Charlie, you might be able to determine could have happened roughly after his vision ended. There's a chance that the two visions themselves were obscuring the position of the planchette, and having both been released, the planchette has materialized.
All right. Well then,
It's an excellent point you made.
I agree. Yes. Where are you at the moment?
I'm heading to the corridor.
Okay. Well, I'll meet you there. All right, to the corridor.
Fabulous. And
Wait,
you
wait.
Oh,
I was
yes.
gonna say, did I recognize anyone in that apparition? Like, was the lady of the house in there?
The lady of the house was not present, nor was the tall butler man.
Okay, nor Lawrence from the.
Nor Lawrence.
Okay.
Good question.
What do I know of the history of the castle? like before it got renovated. Do I know much about it?
That sounds like a history check.
Yeah, I'd say it would be. Let's give her a go.
Okay.
Holy!
20.
What are your rolls, man? You didn't roll below an 18.
23.
Damn. Okay.
I know everything apparently.
The name Lord Dranzor from the vision definitely seems to ring a bell. You'd recall the castle's name before it fell into disrepair was Castle Lament. Lord Dranzor was supposedly the lord of this castle. You'd know that he was assassinated in his sleep by an unknown assailant, as the history books have told us. It was happening roughly around the time that he had intended on really expanding his military grasp over the lands, which had made some of the other people of the lands and the nobles as well a little bit nervous. So there were whispers as to how accidental this assassination in his sleep really was, whether or not he died in his sleep, like the nobles would have you believe, or whether or not he was killed. Beyond that, there's no mention of any witch, that's for sure, in the history annals, nor was there mention of any kind of trial over such.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Oh.
Meeting in the corridor.
Me in the corridor.
Oh, hello there.
Yes, hello.
Welcome back.
Here, have a piece of paper.
All right.
It may be of importance. Read the words.
All right. Riddle of some kind. Well,
Is it the same word?
It is the same
Oh,
word.
yeah.
Yeah.
making sure. Hey. So, it might just be a hunch, right? But below, right, there is a cellar here.
I imagine there is. I walked past one.
Well, all right then. So, might I suggest that we do not go out there just yet until we've consulted the spirits?
Okie dokie.
All right. Well, let's go do that very thing. All right. Okay.
Have you consulted spirits before?
I want to say yes.
Then you say yes.
And yes.
Okay.
Well, shall we?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go. Back to the room.
Back to the room with Theodora?
Yes. And the board.
Lovely, lovely. You return to the parlor to see Theodora fanning herself with a fan. Oh, heavens, you've returned. Have you found the planchette?
Yeah. And do we have?
Oh, quite right. Okay, excellent. Well, in that case, please place it on the board, and if you'd be so kind as to place 2 fingers on the planchette with me, I'll lead us through a séance, and we'll see what we can find, unless any of you have any moral objections.
I really hate the occult. Put his fingers down.
And it's just one of those things, unfortunately. Fabulous. She whips out a ornate-looking timer and says, keep in mind, we only have this long, about 4, 5, 6 minutes before the connection runs loose. So whatever questions you want to ask of whichever spirit you're able to contact, we cannot choose necessarily. It's whichever one comes to us. What has to happen in this time frame? Do we have an understanding?
Understood.
Yes. Fabulous. Let's make it happen. She says a few introductory words, a prayer for peace and blessing and protection, before slowly flipping the egg timer over. And upon asking who's there, you see the board slowly spell out Henry. The floor is yours.
Do we want to go down, or I can ask questions?
You go first. Your fingers are on the board.
All right. Well, I will spell out.
I am pondering.
Where is Lawrence?
Where is Lawrence? The board stops for a second until it spells out Hiding. Should be noted that Theodora in her state seems to be in some sort of trance and not entirely cognizant of what's going on around her.
Hiding. All right. Well, where? I will ask.
The planchette seems to be pointing on the letters until it flips slightly more towards, with your finger still on it, pointing directly upwards. Into
Okay,
the house
upwards.
before slamming back down on the board.
How thick are the floors here? More than 3 feet?
No, I'd say about 2 feet max.
All right. Well, detect magic again.
Fabulous. There is a sense of abjuration somewhere to upper floors, but it's hard to sense exactly where. It is somewhat obscured.
All right, well, that's peculiar.
How many floors is this place?
3.
3. Okay.
Well, if the observation was only on the second floor. Okay, good to know. All right. Well, you know, with the benefit of hindsight, this would be a very useful tool, but we don't know exactly what questions.
Ask
Yeah.
them the meaning of the note.
What? Okay,
That's a
well,
good question, yeah.
that is a good question. I'll do that.
It spells out EVILBELOW.
L-O-W. Evil below. Well, that was fairly obvious.
It then spells out AMBER before the circle of the planchette seems to align directly over the heart icon at the top of the board.
Amber, was it?
Amber Heart.
Amber?
Heart.
Interesting. Was it the person that hid the note, or do you think they're the culprit, perhaps, in the disappearance?
Hang on, do I know, have we heard the name
Orange
Henry
glass.
before? Is this the first time we've heard this Henry name?
Let me triple check. I just don't want to make sure. I want to make sure I don't say something incorrect.
Let me triple check.
Doing, doing, doing.
Are you really sure?
You have heard the name Henry precisely once before. It was in the vision of the boardroom. Supposedly, with Lord Dranzorg's death, the new designated owner of the castle would be a man named Lord Henry Krantz. And we're back in the room.
Okay, I want to ask Henry, was he the last owner before Theodora and Lawrence of the castle?
Sure. The planchette hovers over yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll ask, are there more spirits imprisoned here?
It spells out MANY.
Oh, well, that explains the strange happenings.
Before continuing to spell out BEWARE
Yeah, okay.
WITCH.
Oh, right, the witch that's trapped here in this very abode, right, of course. You know, yeah, right, that makes sense. Well,
S.
no, come on.
MADEMEDOIT before the planchette shutters and the connection is lost.
Oh, you had to just wait to tell that, didn't ya?
Did we catch what the last message said?
No.
She made me do it.
Spirits,
She
man.
made me do it.
She made me do it. Well, I didn't do anything.
Dang.
I mean, you guys.
So did the board explode? Like,
The board
Boom! Oh my god!
levitates, her head goes 180
We all lost 2
degrees.
fingers!
the connection is lost. I don't know. I
The
visualize that
connection's
exploding.
lost in the
Say,
sense
Theodora,
that
the
the
board is
board
gone.
shutters, and
Okay.
Theodora's eyes that had been rolled back in her head, she suddenly goes, "Oh heavens! What happened? I wasn't cognizant."
Well, what you expected to happen, we talked with a spirit named Henry, was it? Yes,
Yes,
Henry.
Okay. Did you find out about Lawrence?
Yes. Also, one other little, small tidbit. How aware were you that this house is not just a little bit haunted, but very, very haunted?
I mean, only as much as my darling husband told me.
Which was?
A decent amount, but nothing
Okay,
crazy.
okay, cool. Good to know.
We knew what we were getting into, but at the same time, we run in occult circles that thought that it might be, well, quite interesting as of an experience for the whole family.
Okay, yeah, good old family fun, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, well, we're going to go find your husband. Well, endeavor to. I believe he is upstairs in some capacity.
Oh, upstairs. Oh, fabulous.
Well, we'll see you, hopefully,
Wait.
soon. Yes?
I have one question before we leave.
Yes.
I saw some
Takes
family.
your hand, strokes it. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I noticed some family portraits in the hallway. Do you guys have children?
Yeah, yes, we did.
Okay.
It was, I don't necessarily like to talk about it, but at the same time, I understand your question. Regan and Bastion, the lights of our lives, passed away some time ago.
Do you mind if I ask what happened?
It's personal, and I don't necessarily think it's
Pertinent? Okay.
to this exact
I will.
situation.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I will say to Charlie, you
Yeah.
know, do you know what I'm thinking? And I will cast detect
No.
thoughts
Ah, okay. Detect thoughts on whom?
on the missus.
I see, okay.
So what is she thinking about her children at the moment? I'm not pushing any deeper, just the surface thoughts.
Surface thoughts. Now, this is a curious one. You've used this spell quite a number of times before, and you become accustomed to the type of chatter that you might be able to experience in surface thoughts. It can be quite chaotic at times, although there is some sort of through line that gets louder as you focus more on it and they think more about it with the guiding of conversation. This lady's mind is completely blank. Completely blank. And not from some sort of protection that prevents it from being read. You know that you're in there. You know that the mind itself is not active at all.
Detect magic, is it picking up anything on her right now?
There is.
You said I wasn't looking at her until now.
Ultimately, let me just quickly triple check. I
You're
don't
still holding your
I
hand.
don't want to say the wrong word. I'm going to say that ultimately there is a slight whiff somewhere of necromancy, but it seems to be more around the house in of itself. It doesn't seem to be focused in on her. Whatever is going on with her, if you reanimate a corpse, for example, necromancy. They're lit up like a golden Christmas tree. You
Yep.
know for sure that they are reanimated, they are an animated corpse, maybe under the control of a wizard or what have you. This isn't what's going on here. Beyond the fact that there are spirits, supposedly many, all across the house, this isn't a reanimated body, for example. Like, it's not a she's dead and now she's back. It seems to be that something is undeniably off about her, and for whatever reason, it doesn't involve resurrection.
Intriguing. I'm not I'm not an expert on paranormal activity. I've seen my fair share of it, but I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it all. But would an Arcana check?
I think that's perfect.
All right. Well.
Let's find out, shall we?
Oh yeah. My first roll. It's gonna be strong. Swim roll. 8.
8. I see.
Ooh.
It's
Hey, it's fitting.
thoroughly bizarre. What's specifically thoroughly bizarre is she, for all intents and purposes, seems like a perfectly regular human being.
That is strange.
For a mind to be completely blank and not an element on her that would suggest as to why that might be, odd.
Can I try pushing deeper? If my surface thoughts are blank.
Certainly. I do believe that's a save from me as well.
That is a save. DC 13. Wisdom.
Ooh, that's a save. You can
If-
feel something
if
pushing
it-
back.
Is there can I feel it while connected to her, pushing deeper, that she is resisting?
Here's what you can feel. You can feel resistance, undeniably, but it isn't resistance from her. It's resistance from something else.
Oh, well. In that case, she does know that I tried to. She does. I don't know if the person controlling or connected to her in any way would know, but her right here would know that I tried to push into her thoughts.
Sure. She looks at you with this quite off-putting wry smile of, well, you'd best go upstairs and find my husband.
I think we should. Well, see you soon.
Yeah,
She was holding on to your
It's just been a staring match, just like,
What a charming lady.
Mind the bullets!
Exactly.
All right.
Precisely.
Okay, cool. Well then, I'm just gonna stare daggers as we back out of the room and go upstairs.
Fabulous, fabulous. The staircase is in that entry foyer area. Upon rising up and going past one of the hanging chandeliers, you find yourself on the second floor balcony. Boop-boop-boop-a-doo. What do we got? Okay, so the hallway at the top of the stairs seems to wrap around the inner building. And it's decorated with strange taste art and windows to the outside. It started to rain undeniably, with droplets hitting the glass almost as if they're desperate to come inside. Beyond that, there are a few... no, hang on, let me see. There is precisely one doorway visible from where you would arrive at the top of the landing. And to the what you'd be able to detect, I'd say... Who have we got? Who's got a decent... I would say Ferg and Charlie. You'd be able to just faintly detect the sound of coughing coming from the direction of the doorway to the north of the corridor.
I suppose. You heard that.
Oh, definitely.
Nice.
Well, we should take a peek, shouldn't we? Or, I mean, it's up to you, you know, I'm going.
I should take a peek.
Okay, let's take a peak.
I didn't hear this, did I?
You don't, but
You hear us,
them
you
talk
hear us
about
talking
it.
about
but I'll follow you
No,
guys.
just follow us.
Fabulous, fabulous. You come across the doorway to what appears to be, you'd assume maybe the master bedroom, or at least a very important bedroom. The door is slightly ajar. What would you like to do?
Take a peek. I will try to, you know, just
And a
quietly
door is an invitation.
try and stealthily just look into the room without being observed while observing whatever's in there. It's a hard.
It's a line. You're able to walk it. Roll me a perception check for me.
All right. That is. You know what? I'll use my heroic inspiration.
We love humans, don't we?
I rolled worse.
We love to see it.
Anyway, but still, I have a high modifier, so let's see what I got. So 7 plus 6 for 13.
Okay, all right, that's still pretty decent. First of all, what instantly assails you is the smell. It, without mincing my words, smells like something died in here.
Something probably dead.
Yeah, so it smells undeniably as though a dead body's been left for quite some time in the sun, kind of aromatic sensation, if you will, as well as that slight whiffs of maybe like some form of medicine that was being used to treat whatever was going on, kind of thing. To sadly no avail. Beyond that, as you look around the room with your poor, feeble human eyes, it is definitely dark. There seems to be, though, a shape lying in the double-posted master bed at the end of the room.
All right, I'm going to, with Deckable still active, try and feel the presence of any thoughts within 30 feet of me.
Beyond the thoughts of the gentleman you're exploring with, nothing.
Well, that's peculiar. I will draw my pistol and say, let's go get messy.
Why are you getting violent?
Well, I only get violent if provoked. So,
What is provoking you?
just follow my lead.
He's seeing
Ferg,
things, guys.
Ferg will shoulder barge into the room and take a sweep.
Whoa,
Of
it
just
smells
a-
like
of
a
a-
ham mixed with a melon left in the sun.
Well said.
It smells like something died in here, Charlie.
That's what I said.
There is a wheezing from the shape on the bed, but beyond that, no sign of life, if you will.
All right, I will pull out the coin that I flipped, and I will try and throw it at the body, see if there's any reaction. Just toss it.
Sure. You throw it onto the form on the bed, and the form instantly disappears into nothing on the bed.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Vic, do you have a light? As I pull out a torch.
Do I?
I think you might. I think I
I
actually
do.
spotted a
I
lamp.
think
and
I
oil.
do.
Yeah.
I have oil flasks and lanterns.
Well-
So yeah.
Shall we ignite this situation?
Let's
get some vision in here.
You
I mean, I don't
you're not
really
the only
need
people that do
dark
magic,
Yeah,
right?
you're fine.
I'm
You're
chilling.
fine. Don't even
I
worry
will
about it.
snap my fingers and a little flame will. Tap my fingers.
Still doing it anyway.
Okay, all do it. It's not like we. Okay.
I reckon we should fight over buying a torch. That's what I think.
You know what? I'm killing you
You
guys.
know what's a
I am
good
going to murder
idea?
you.
Heading to the store.
The house is getting to you, man.
It's the house, man.
You said you've done this before.
Yeah, so true.
Alright.
Beyond that, I mean, it's a master bedroom that's fairly impressive considering its owners were merchants. There's still a few like dust covering cloths over objects, which suggests that they haven't like fully moved in entirely, kind of thing. But apart from that, ultimately, there's nothing of consequence here. Charlie, actually no, Ferg, roll
Yes.
me an insight check.
Insight. You got it, boss. Oh.
Maybe I asked you to roll this because I knew you'd do bad.
Okay. No, I did. Hey, I got a high modifier. I got a high modifier.
Good, we love to see it.
But gosh, I am rolling for insight. That'll be 14.
Okay, all right. Judging by, because I'd imagine you'd be sharing with each other your experiences in the house, what you've seen, doorways leading out, and all that kind of jazz.
Yes.
That paired with the fact that this master bedroom doesn't seem to hold any sign of business dealings tells you that there is most likely a substantial office area somewhere, most likely on this floor, which would have more objects of interest for you as opposed to anywhere with all knickknacks. So,
Okay.
Well,
probably something to keep an eye
are
on.
we standing where I detected abjuration magic previously from the bottom floor, like roughly the same area?
Good question.
As it would happen,
We're standing right on it. Oh.
directly above is where you get the strongest ping of it.
Well-
Still faint, but
Still in
something
the
up
room?
there. Not in this room. Most likely on the floor just above.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think we should keep going up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do that.
Wait,
Sounds like it.
was there anything left on the bed after the thing disappeared?
No. Apart from the coin, which you're more than welcome to reclaim.
I'll take that.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's literally a copper piece. It's all right. Let's keep going.
Fabulous.
I had one copper piece.
Sentimental
Done.
value.
Consider it done. Exiting out from the master bedroom, there are a few other doorways bound, you'd assume, to maybe other bedrooms, maybe a bathroom, I don't know, maybe an office. But there is one thing you know for sure is as you kind of turn the corner heading back around south of this internal hallway, you definitely see another set of stairs leading up to the third floor, which you can easily duck up.
All right. Well,
Shall we?
I will lead the
Are we
way.
gonna go back to that officey area? You reckon? Should we
Well,
get to
if
that
we-
now or go up now?
I think we should.
I'd follow.
You know, I'm feeling an adventurous mood. Let's just go.
Might something
Yeah.
valuable in there. I mean, to our investigation.
Well, if this is a dead end, you know, in more ways than one, hopefully, you know, only one way. But you know, we can go back, right? But you know, I'm feeling confident. I think we can handle what.
We could also split the
Yeah,
party.
let's go upstairs.
We've already done that
I-
once. But
I
let's
agree.
let's shake things up. Let's do things as a team. All right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go
Upstairs?
upstairs.
As a team.
As a team.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We love teamwork. Fabulous. You make your way to the third floor hall, especially creaky. Features a threadbare rug, once again with strange pattern lines, which are frankly impossible to follow. You find that there are two doorways leading to the west, as well as a doorway to the east.
All right.
Where would you like to go?
It is still in the general vicinity of the abjuration.
Abjuration would be somewhere further north on this map plane,
All right. So either one should take us north.
potentially.
You know what? Let's a coin. All right. So we're going right.
Going to the east?
Yes.
Right, excellent. Fabulous. You duck into what appears to be a children's nursery.
All right. It's like, you know, I don't know what I expected, honestly.
Explains the dead children.
Well, toy chests, bookshelves, chairs sized for children lie in colourful wood. There are misshapen characters and bizarre animals smiling from hand-painted murals covering the walls, as well as a number of puppets and marionettes. What I will say is, Vic, you notice one of the murals on the northern side of the room, it's quite a large room, seems to be well decorated and well painted. There is a shield blazoned in the arm of a mighty warrior. Roll me either a religion check, a history check, or an arcana check. Your choice.
Whichever's better. Or not. You know, I'm not the boss.
They're all in, so depends on which one's
What
your favorite.
What you're proficient in.
History.
History? Give her a go. Let's see.
Finally, bad roll.
Oh,
8. But
you never know.
It could be sufficient.
It's
plus 3, so 11.
11.
Oh, I should have picked something else.
Are either of you proficient in history?
not. Well, actually,
Yes,
You are allowed to use the help action to give Vic
I am well studied.
advantage if you'd like.
you know, I'm pretty sure that is. And I'm. You know, I'll give you
Yeah,
help
okay.
action. Help action. So
Roll again.
I'm backseat.
Feel free to roll again, Vic. This time, take the higher out of the options between this original roll and this new roll.
Yep, so 11 and yes.
10.
Okay.
So, is that 13?
12. 13. Yeah.
13?
Yep.
Excellent, excellent. It's not exact one-to-one to what you'd remember, but the shield as you're standing there in the dim light, but your eyes focusing in with that beautiful elven dark vision. You're staring at the shield, you're looking at the symbol that's painted on it, and then you feel the need to slowly but carefully pull the sprig of belladonna out from your pocket,
Feeling.
holding it visually over the shield, and you realize it would match up perfectly if combined to a symbol of Ezra, god of mists and protection.
Right, okay.
Why are you holding up? What are you doing?
What's the
Well,
weight?
I had a
Is
feeling,
that a
man.
snack?
I don't get
There are
that.
blackberries. They may be
I found it in the
poisonous.
conservatorium.
Okay. So what's the significance here? What does it mean?
Every other plant in the room was dead except this one pot of belladonna. So I figured I'd take a piece, just in case.
Well, I mean, they're pretty hardy, plants, but okay. So is
Let me
it
cook.
all right? So, what you trying to line up something with the picture? Like what are you hoping to achieve here?
Judging by the look on
Well-
their face, they're onto something.
It's the symbol of Ezra,
All right.
the god of mists and protection.
That's the one.
Well, I definitely could
So it's
use
a clue to
something
something.
like that in our lives at the moment. No, did you think?
Could I? So this mural that's painted, does it look like it's been here for as long as the castle's been here, or is it something that Lawrence and Theodora put there?
Great question. Roll me a. Let's make it a history check.
Okay. Oh.
I'm pretty sure what you're actually.
Yeah, roll again with advantage.
Okay. That was a 2,
Oh,
so
we're off.
Oh my god, that's insane.
19, so 22.
Okay, yes. You are fairly certain that this was added in when they made this manor from the ruins of the castle. In fact, not only that is your best guess, and you remember, you flash back, you hear Theodora and her shaky southern accent discussing how Lawrence had felt inclined to add hidden rooms. You've not yet come across a single one.
Oh.
If you're smelling what I'm stepping in.
Okay.
With the tech thoughts, I'm quite literally, like, wait a damn second.
My God.
Oh my god.
It's true. What would you like to do?
I'm thinking that there's something up with these symbols. So they're pointing something out, I would say.
Well, could you hold that sprig up against the shield real quick?
Yes, I will do that.
Fabulous. You hold the sprig up to the shield, and there is a slight shudder through the house.
Well,
Charlie, maybe you are conscious of it due to having already seen evidence of it before. But you very, very faintly hear the sound of a picture frame falling from the wall downstairs as the wall itself seems to slowly creep open to become this strange, like, hole, but with sinewy tenders.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
And as you can
Oddly
see,
sensual.
you can see that beyond appears to be a strange half children's bedroom, half makeshift bunker, something.
You know, I've seen worse, but something about this just, gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What would you like to do? Would you like to step inside?
Maybe one of you should go first this time. Just
Charlie will step inside.
Fabulous. Despite its strange appearance, the room itself, as you duck through the sinewy hole, it smells fresh, as if recently cleaned and aired. Not a spot of dust sullies a pair of child-sized beds which have been dragged into this room.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
And there are three things that immediately jump out at you.
Oh, whoa.
Not quite like that.
Oh, okay.
First of all,
Whoa.
there is a body of a dead man sitting in a rocking chair. Judging by his clothing and by the sunken features, you might be able to recognize him as Lawrence Halvhrest.
Well, looks like we found the husband. We didn't promise what state he would be in when we found him, so, hey, mission accomplished,
The
gentlemen.
other two things that make you instantly squeamish, beyond the fact you've just crawled through a strange protective wall, are the fact that there are two dead bodies of children on the floor.
Okay, well, yeah,
But as you're reflecting on this gruesome scene before you, which for whatever reason does not represent any form of, murder-suicide intention, it's just very strangely set out, there is a touch of movement from
Of course.
a stuffed purple dragon sitting on one of the beds and a Tin Knight figure sitting on the other, as you hear from the purple dragon the voice of a young boy,
Oh, God.
which is responded to by the voice of a young girl. They're not like the bad one. Should we hide from them too, Rhea? Oh, it doesn't matter now, donkey. They're in, so... But maybe they're not the hungry thing. Maybe they can help us escape. And that is where we're going to have to finish today, unfortunately. You love to see a cliffhanger, don't
we
you?
do. Well, indeed.
Yeah, we love to see it. Well done today, folks. Well done indeed. I think you did pretty darn well.
Hey, we
exploring.
sped run that, right? We went straight to the
wonderful.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great job, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, guys. This was, at the very least, part one of the hauntings of Halvhrest House, as to what happens to these intrepid investigators and what truly befell the Halvhrest family. Just gonna have to find out next time. See you later.
Sweet.